It's the 27th of August, 2016, and I'm a bit late hopping onto Snapchat this morning. I had a virtual party to attend this morning, so that happened at 9 o'clock. Time differences. They're a very rough thing. But hey, having friends across the world means that stuff like that happens, and I love every single one of them. So, yeah. And speaking of friends, in an hour, I have to be over at town at Huddle House. I have a friend that's moving out of town today, and I'm going to go have lunch with him before he goes. He doesn't know it, but I'm also going to buy said lunch. He'll probably fight me on it, but I don't care. One last thing to send him off, as it were. Otherwise, when I get home, there's Gig and the monthly music mix-up, and then we're going to meet up with Donovan to do this week's wing of Karazhan. And I'll finally get to find out why the phrase menagerie sends him with so much dread when it comes to this. Means it should be fun. Huddle House ended up being crowded, so we went to Burger King. It was right next door. But that wasn't the point. The food wasn't the point. It was the conversation. And it was a fantastic conversation. We talked about D&D a little bit, Hearthstone, stuff like that. We just had a great talk between friends. I'm gonna miss being able to talk to him in person, but this was a good conversation to go out on before he left. Guys, I'm gonna spoil one of the Let's Plays that's coming up. One of the final boss of the third wing of Karazhan. I couldn't do it with the decks I have. I have some ideas to where I could construct a deck to deal with it later and actually get those cards, but that just does not make an entertaining Let's Play for you guys. So I'm going to edit down the footage that I do have of the victories of the other wings and stuff like that and work on it that way. That way you guys still get content from that wing, but yeah, this wing beat me up a little bit more than the other ones did. But that's mainly because I didn't have any decks to deal with it. So it's one of those where I'm going to be doing some editing later. Now I'm going to record the monthly music mix-up and relax. It took me several hours to do that Hearthstone thing. Well, not several. At the very least 1 hour, maybe a little over 1 hour. So the point is, it took way longer than it possibly should have. So me and Mom just finished our DragonCon plans. We've got not a crammed schedule. It's gonna have a nice flow to it, actually. Shout out to the DragonCon app, though. It's an epic app. Seriously, if anyone's going to DragonCon, get the app. Your life will be easier. So I just, along with my parents, crossed off one of my movies off of my list of shame. The movies that I've just never gotten around to watching. This time, it was Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. It's sort of a cult classic of time travel that I've always been told I should have watched. I have to say, the people that were telling me this, they were right. Oh, it was fantastic. I loved it. Just the time travel. I love that time machine. It's not as superior as some other time travel machines I happen to know. But the interface and everything, and just the gag of it all, it's pretty sweet. And then the famous time travel scene where they solve all their problems by planning to do something in the future. It was pretty mind-breaking. I mean, nowadays that sort of cheat is used in time travel media all the time, but at the time, historically, that was a pretty revolutionary idea. So to see it put in practice like that, specifically as such a hilarious little sight gags and everything, it was done very well. So my takeaway from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, it's a funny movie, you really should give it a shot, and be excellent to each other, and party on! I just had a moment where I realized that in a specific situation that I was in, Snapchat was actually the most convenient way of getting a hold of someone. That DragonCon interview I was telling you I was lining up, I realized that the easiest way to get a hold of them was by sending them a snap. What kind of universe are we in now, man? I mean, seriously, it was a lot easier than a tweet or anything else. It was one of those, hey, did you get my email? And just real quick, and then they responded back quick. And I don't mean quickness of response time, that's not what I'm talking about. I mean that it's literally almost effortless to do it. It's as easy as if the person was sitting beside you and going, hey man, did you get that? And then they look over at you and go, yeah, I got it. If you had told me, like, I think I started Snapchat, it was months ago, but if you'd told me like a year ago that Snapchat would be this useful, I wouldn't have believed you. But then again, that's how a lot of these social platforms work. They have to mature. And Snapchat's kind of matured. I'm on the photo ops page at Dragon Con. I would show you it, but it's got my order number on there, so I can't. Who did I get a photo op bot for, though? I guess we'll just have to wait till the day and see. Let's just say this specific person, I want to get a very specific pose with them, and I hope they're in a good mood and as sweet as they reportedly seem to be. It started storming. Guess who's not happy? Oh, come on, girl, it's okay. Shh. It's gotten worse. It's gotten far worse. Just heard the surge protector protect some things, let's put it that way. And as soon as that happened, internet's down. And yes, I do need to dust my router. Don't judge me. It's in the flippin' floor. You have no idea how much dust just settles around here. And honestly, I still need to sweep this week as well. So, goals for tomorrow when I have time. I honestly don't know where this storm came from all of a sudden, but... oh, jeez. It's okay. Electricity just flickered a lot. Of course, it's just serving to make her even more nervous. I'm trying to keep her as calm as I can. The lights are literally dimming and then coming back to their brightness. Worrying. So now it's time for me to go to bed. I'll save this and upload it when I can. Oh, and as for Pebbles, the way I got her calmed down was I laid down with her in the bed, and it really seemed to have calmed her down. So we should be able to sleep. That and the thunder and weather as a whole is dying down a little bit. You can still hear it in the background, but it's on its way out, thankfully. And being cuddled with her pretty much sabotaged me to where I was getting ready to fall asleep, so I'm gonna make it happen. Oh. Sorry, that's what that light reminds me of. It's like I got... Anyway. Good night, everybody. I clearly need it.